Hey guys, it's Monee. Welcome back to my channel for another Insecure review. So this episode was episode 4 called Lowkey Losing It, and clearly Issa and Molly are losing their friendship right before our eyes. So let's just dive right into it. So basically this episode, I think that it wasn't that great of an episode, but I guess it gave us like some background and some monumental things to be set up, so that way the next episodes following will probably be super action packed. So the first thing that kind of stood out to me in this episode was where Lawrence was talking to Tiffany's husband. I don't know his name. Is it Kevin? Okay, I don't know his name, but Lawrence was talking to Tiffany's husband about their new baby, and just talking about like, oh my, I can't believe I have a daughter. I did some fucked up shit to women, and everybody's a daughter. And I've been having a lot of thoughts about men lately, and I have a boyfriend, but it's just crazy how like men don't really think about their actions and how they affect women. I think about that a lot, and just to see that, I think a lot of men go through this, like, oh, I have a daughter now, and they think about the things that they've done. And I know last review I said like a lot of our daddies wasn't shit back in the day, and this is where it shows. Like he's realizing like, damn, I wasn't a great man back in the day, and now I'm scared this is going to happen to my daughter. So if you a man out there, you better think about your actions, because it may come back to haunt you through your daughter. Moving on, he talks about this is not how he's seen fatherhood, how him and Tiffany want to travel more, and this is not how he wanted to become a parent. And I feel like this is so relatable, because I feel like a lot of us millennials are so focused on traveling and, you know, getting to the bag and doing all this and that sometimes life just happens. So seeing that was like, dang, I feel like this is relatable to a lot of people right now. But he was like, when it's worth it, you make shit work. And this definitely sent off a little light bulb in Lawrence's head, because he had his thinking cap on, sis. And him and Issa being in the same vicinity, just, it ain't good, because things start to happen. Anyway, we got to see all the girls together, which I was so happy about. I just love their friend group, because everybody is so different. So I feel like I'm so happy that they all were able to still come together. But you can tell that the friendships are definitely shifting. Everyone's definitely growing, and this is like a time where it's like, oh, we all got chill time, let's all come together. And it just shows that when you're an adult, friendships are so hard, and they take work to, you know, keep up. Like, everyone's working, people are having kids, people have relationships, people, you know, have their own priorities. So making friendships work in adulthood is just so hard. And I feel like this scene just showed how like lackluster things are, and how people just have to squeeze in friend time in their schedule. And no matter like what type of time, it might be 20 minutes, it could be an hour, but it's valuable. And, you know, just to see everyone together was really good. And I love that they mentioned that Tiffany mentioned that she had the blood clot problem in the hospital, because it just shed light on Black women and having like troubles in the hospital and during their pregnancy, and like Black women's pain being taken for granted. And recently there was a story, I work in media, that recently there was a story about a 26-year-old lady who basically died in the hospital in New York because she had troubles with her pregnancy. She tweeted on Twitter that she was having troubles, and she can't wait to tell the world about what happened to her in this New York hospital. And she died like the next day when she gave birth to her child. So this is a really important issue, and this is why I love Insecure, because they're so up to date with what is going on in the world. Okay, let's talk about Molly and Andrew first. Okay, so like y'all know, I really don't like Andrew, but I feel like the date scene where Molly and Andrew are she's like, you know, all happy, and she's like, oh, like you have time for me, and I have time for you today, but he has plans. I think that we already talked about this, but Molly needs to communicate more, and that is what needs to happen in a lot of different relationships. Communication is key in every relationship. So I feel like their problem was just that they need to communicate more. And basically, I feel like all of this is a reflection, like her relationship with Andrew is low-key a reflection of her relationships with Issa. Because I just feel like when you're a nasty person, nasty things comes back to you. Like when they were in the house with Tiffany, I'm going to talk about that scene later, but when they were in Tiffany's house, I just feel like Molly was so nasty and rude and so judgmental to Issa that is going to come back on you. If you give out bad vibes, if you're not a good person, that's going to come back on you. But they definitely worked it out. They communicated, and Andrew basically was like, I want to work things out with you. I just need to figure out where I fit in the schedule. And she was like, you know what? Like, I am here for you. You're my top priority. So, it looks like her and Andrew are going to work out. Honestly, I don't see them making it to the end of the season being together. But we're going to see. We're going to see what happens next. Okay, let's just talk about Issa and Molly. This is the cream of the crop of what happened. So we all know that, like I said, communication is key, and Issa and Molly definitely need to communicate better off top. That's their problem. They need to communicate. During the scene at the house, they were being, first of all, even just the car incident, like the parking situation, was so petty. And Molly she just doesn't back down. Like, I just can't believe how petty both of them are being. But I feel like both of them are just so judgy to each other, and they've always talked reckless to each other. But since this shift is going on, it's just 10 times worse. So if anything that either one of them says just comes off bad. So when Issa, is talking to Lawrence, you see Molly judging her and just making assumptions and just being catty. Like, I just really hated that, because I'm like, everything is not what you think it is, and you just passing judgment on me for no reason. And Molly, your shit stank, okay? So don't come for me, sis. But let's keep going. Issa goes and asks Molly for the favor, and I think that it's really weird that she asked her for a really huge favor when they're not good. I feel like, personally, as a friend, I wouldn't do that. But I understand, like, this is your best friend. At the end of the day, you would think that you can count on her. But in a situation where she called Molly and asked her for help, I feel like when Molly was like, I want to talk to you too, and Molly starts talking, I feel like Issa should have took the time to just listen to her. Even just act like you freaking care. Like, just fake it. But instead, she chose and, like, rushed and was like, yeah, girl, but let me tell you about me. My hairliner dropped, blah, 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 blah. And I just feel like, ooh, that was a bad move, Issa. Issa, you definitely should have just, talked, let her vent, give her some advice or whatever she had to say. Like, let her keep going and then ask for the favor. But since you were only worried about you, it came off so, arrogant, and, you just missed Molly. So that's why it came off bad. And in the end, she didn't want to help her. So when, Issa asks Molly to basically ask Andrew if he could help her with getting a new artist since her hairliner dropped out the concert. And Molly goes and she sets a boundary with Issa, which I was super surprised about. I was like, this is great. Like, you're going to keep your relationship and your friendship separate. Like, that's a great boundary. I was applauding Molly for that. But I feel like she should have did this after she helped Issa. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, this is your friend. And even though you may not want to do it, this is to help your friend. So when Molly tells Issa, I'm not going to ask Andrew for help to help you book this artist, because I'm keeping those things separate, like my relationship and my friendship separate. I feel like this really shows that Molly just does not give a fuck about Issa no more. Like, at this point, you don't even care about me. You don't care about my project. You don't care about my career. You don't care about anything, because you've been so worried about me being friends with Condola. You've been so worried about what I'm doing with Lawrence. You're not even worried about my big project, something that I've been working on. She hasn't asked Issa if she needed help. She hasn't asked Issa, is everything okay with the project? Nothing like that. And then she comes to you for help, and you choose Andrew over Issa. And to me, that was a slap in the face. Like, I just don't choose dick over friends, period. Like, I'm always that friend that's like, you know what? Like, friends are forever, dicks are for whenever. I just made that up. But friends are forever, and I just feel like you don't know how long your relationships are going to last. And I just can't see myself choosing, my relationship over my friends. I feel like, okay, this is subjective, and of course, it just depends on the situation. But Molly, first of all, you and Andrew ain't been solid for, the whole time. And you couldn't help Issa on this. You know, this is her, big break. Is something she's really worked hard on. And this is supposed to be, her success, her kickoff. And you really thought that this was the perfect time for you to be like, you know what, I'm gonna keep my relationship separate. And at that moment, Issa can't tell Molly how to feel or what to do in that situation, so I understand that side. But I just feel like as a friend, and this was my best friend, like, you just pick and choose when. I feel like she should have been like, look, I'm gonna ask Andrew, but after this, like, I'm keeping on, this is separate, this is my business, and I don't want you in my relationship at all. I feel like she should have just helped her friend. What do y'all think about friends that choose like their boyfriend or their relationship or even their situationship over friendship? I don't know. What did I think about this scene? Because I just really feel like Molly should have came through for Issa, even though they not cool. Because I just feel like that was just a huge slap in the face. Like, you just don't care about my career at all. And even though Issa did mess up, she didn't ask her how she was doing. She didn't say like, girl, what's going on? She didn't even care about her conversation on the phone. But I mean, Issa's stressed. She is trying to figure this out. This project is, it's a big deal. And I just feel like Molly, I'm just gonna see what's gonna happen. Okay, so side note, Nathan comes back. He calls Issa and leaves a message. I was so excited about that. I just hope that we see him soon. I don't know why, but I just want to see what's up with Nathan. But moving on to Issa and Lawrence. Okay, I already told y'all last week the whole social media thing, the reacting to Issa's story was going to open that door up for Issa and Lawrence to be cool. So at Tiffany's house, they're talking and they're just chatting, and then Lawrence goes and says like, I have something I want to tell you, pretty much. And this happens after Issa is like, oh, I've been calling Condola. She hasn't been answering. And even though Lawrence didn't get the chance to say what he was going to say, like, what do y'all think he was going to say in that moment? Like, write in the comments down below. What do you think Lawrence was trying to tell Issa in the comments? And let me know, what do you think happened to Condola? Because why are you MIA before, was this like a month before my event? And then the headliner drops out? Like, honey child, what is this up to? So yeah, that was pretty much it for this episode. I feel like this episode was just to set us up for a lot of action-packed things to happen. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. So do you think that Condola has something to do with Schoolboy Q dropping out? Because she's MIA. So all we know is that, she felt some type of way about Issa. Her and Lawrence got into it, and now she's MIA. And Schoolboy Q dropped off as the headliner of the concert. So let me know in the comments down below, what do y'all think happened to Condola? What do y'all think that Lawrence was going to say to Issa? Do y'all think that Condola has something to do with Schoolboy Q dropping out? And why do you think, Condola's MIA? Let me know in the comments down below. Well, that's it for this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Talk to me on Twitter or in the comments. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Monee. I talk back. I reply back to comments. So let's chat, okay? See you guys in the next video. Posse out.